Hello, hello, hello. I am here. Are you here? Anybody here? Anybody here? Anybody here? I'm just going to mess around with this for a minute while I wait for people. Yes, we have a different view today. You get to see me face on today because I'm not showing you anything too exciting here. I'm just going to work on this sock because look, this is where I'm at. I just got done tearing out a whole bunch of it because I got to the point where it actually started to be a tube, and I put it on my little foot there, and it was way too big. It was just way too big. I mean, I thought, I needed to do a little bit of increasing. That's where we left off last week. I increased a little bit more. Hello, Kathy and Michelle. But no, that was too much. It was just way, way, way too much. All right, so I've taken it back to, I was up to 64 stitches around. Now I'm at 42. And I don't think 42 is enough. So I think I want to play with this round and just do a couple of increases in this round and see if I can get it up to like, I don't know, 50 some stitches maybe? I don't know. And I don't honestly know if I've stopped at the end of a round or the beginning of a round or where, but I don't know. I'm just going to go around and I'm going to do, like right there I did 3 stitches and an increase. So that makes 5. So let's see. If I had 40, I'm going to go to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to try this. We're just going to try this. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. I'm playing with it. That's all I got. Will I remember it for the next sock? Probably not. Oh. No, I remember like how many stitches I got to before I started doing like the foot part. This is just the toe. I'll write this down. So I'll remember however many stitches I get to here. I'll write that down. So this is easy to remember at this point. I mean, that was 5, 10, I think that's 20. I don't know. I'll count when I'm done with this row. How's that? So how are you guys? How are you? Michelle, what are you doing today? Are you baking anything today? I baked and cooked, and I'm done baking and cooking for a while. And then I had all this food I tried to, send with people. And here, take cookies, take this, take that. I made a chocolate chip cheesecake, and I kept one slice of it for myself. I sent the rest with, anything that wasn't eaten, I sent with Shannon. You made cookies today? What kind of cookies? I'll tell you what, at our family Christmas, we had so many cookies. I mean, I made the cutout cookies to frost. Nobody else makes those because I do those with the kids, right? Then my sister made thumbprints with the jelly in the middle. And they made the blossom ones, they get the candy kiss in the middle. They made those. And they made, what are those fingers? We used to call them fingers. That's what my mom called them, was fingers. Because they look like a finger, and they're powdered sugar and stuff. They made those. So they made 3 kinds of cookies. Then my sister's boyfriend made a huge batch of what he called monster cookies. So we had those. And then I had the sugar cookies. I had cranberry cookies. And then peanut butter balls with lots of cookies. Lots and lots and lots of cookies. My sister made a buttermilk pie. It didn't set up. It kind of went. It went. Do you like that? Anyway, let me count and see how many stitches I have here. I think I got 50 stitches. Okay, so that's a little bit more than the 40 some. Okay, but it's less than I had 64. 64 was way too many. My sock was just like big. Okay, now let's see if I can do another round with what I have left of this blue. See if I can get another round of 50. Hello, Sherry. How are you? So just before this, at 1 o'clock, we did a little pop-up live for our giveaways for DP Christmas Elves. We did, I announced day 24 giveaway for Brenda because Brenda wasn't able to do it. So I announced that. And then the grand prize winner. So we got those done. Miranda and Christopher Elves joined in on the live, hung out, chit-chatted. We gave away the prizes. That was fun. And then I'm back in just a few minutes to crochet. And I was really doing pretty good with this sock. I certainly didn't have the 7 inches or whatever it was I'm supposed to have, but I had this much of a sock going, and then I put it on my foot, and I was like, no, that's the widest part of my foot right there down by my toes, and it was just gapping. And I was like, okay, no, never mind. That's not going to work. So I think this is going to be a lot better. We'll give this a go. I mean, a sock should stretch a little bit, right, to go over your foot. There was going to be no stretching on that thing. It was going to be baggy and gappy. I'm almost wondering if I should have just left it at the 40. Well, here's the thing. If I get to the point where it starts to be a tube and actually be a sock again, and I won't go as far this time. I won't do as many rows this time before I test it. Yeah, don't go as many rows before you test. I mean, I don't know if I could put this over my toe. I'm not going to have enough of this. Look, it's not going to make it. It's okay. I've got more of it. I can just add on a little bit. I was hoping to just use what I had here, Use what I had. Okay. I have more. Of course I have more. Okay, that's probably enough right there. Add in my next one. Nope. Okay, fine. Fall on the floor. Fine. We don't care if you're on the floor, do we? You'll be on the floor eventually anyhow. You're a sock. You'll be on the floor. Oh, boy. So how was Christmas for everybody? Our Christmas was Christmas Eve Christmas Eve. We did something we haven't done in years. And that was we had everybody. We had my kids. We had Dale's daughter and grandkids. We had the rest of my family. Everybody was here. And we haven't done that in a while. It was a bit much. I'll just say. It was a bit much. A little chaotic. Probably won't do that again next year. Just saying. Probably won't do it next year. We'll probably try to go back to some sort of, I don't know, probably Dale's daughter and grandkids. one point, and then I don't know. It was a lot. I'll just say it was a lot. All right. Now let's add in our main color here. So, what'd y'all do? Guys, what y'all do? Oh, what's your Christmas? What you do? Tell me. Tell me. I want to know. Nobody's talking to me. You're not talking to me. What are you doing over there? Okay, now I got all these little strings here, and strings for this color, strings for that color, strings for this color. Went to your sisters and husbands for dinner. Very nice. Very, very nice. Sounds like it was kind of nice and quiet and peaceful. Quiet and peaceful. Oh, 15 people? That's how many we had. We had 15. Yeah, 15. I know. And then opening presents, we opened in like shifts, sort of. Like Dale's daughter and the grandkids, they came over and they opened up their gifts first before everybody else came over. And then we did a family gift exchange. We like drew names. So we only had to do one gift. Drew names. We did that next. No, we ate. Then we ate. We ate in between gifts. Then after eating, we did our family gifts. The family name draw type thing. Then after that, then we played a game. It's an interesting game. I'm not certain I love that game, but it's okay. We played a game. It's called Dirty. You're supposed to collect the letters. You get cards. You're supposed to collect the cards to spell the word dirty. And you get cards by guessing what something is based on clues. So there's like clues, and the clues would lead you to think it was something dirty. Dirty mind. But it wasn't. The object was never something that was, raunchy or dirty. They were just common things. But the clues would make you think of, dirty stuff. Hello, Emma. Your husband and your son. Well, that seems quiet and peaceful, though. That seems nice. Dale and I were talking today about it seems like Christmas just came and went. It just was so fast. It just flew in and flew out. Like, you know? And I think, because Thanksgiving was late in November, it just seemed so fast, so quick. Now he's all excited to go out and take Christmas decorations down. I'm not so excited to do that yet. I always like to leave them up until at least after the 1st, So and today would not be the day to do it. Although the neighbor was out taking hers down. But it's raining here. Not only is it raining, but it is like a freezing rain. It's not very nice outside. So today would not be a day I would choose to go out and do stuff outdoors. Woke up this morning to let the dogs out, and I didn't know it was icy out there. I didn't know. Put the dogs out the back, which has like 4 steps, off the deck. And poor Toffee. She hit the first step and just slipped and fell all the way down the stairs. I was like, oh no, 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 no. Oh my gosh. I mean, she got right up and trotted off to go to the bathroom, but man, I felt terrible. I felt so bad for her. And then getting them back in, oh my gosh, that was tricky. Hi, Mary Lou. I actually went out the front because I wasn't going down the steps. I mean, I saw it happen to her. I wasn't going down the steps. So I put on my boots and I went out the front and walked all the way around and just picked her up and carried her back with me. Tifa wouldn't come with us because they have to come across that little creek out there, the little rock thing we got. Tifa was like, no. So then I had to go back and I had to pick Tifa up and just put Tifa up on the deck. It was like, I'm in my nightgown and my pajamas, my nightgown and my bathrobe, boots and a hoodie. I'm like, oh Lord. Yeah. So I felt bad for her. But then I knew next time I put them out the front. You took everything down. Yeah. Well, I told Dale, I said, we'll do it next Sunday. Next Sunday is supposed to be kind of nice again. So next Sunday will be a day to get outside and take the stuff down outside tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, next Sunday. Because I do like to leave it up until after the first of the year, I'm counting as I go here. That's why I'm crocheting a little bit, stopping, and then I know, Mary Lou, I'm going to miss them too. I really am. I like doing that, I'm going to try to do more of that throughout the year. Like, Yarny people are interesting. They do some things for, I think, February. What do they call it in February? I don't know. They do some vloggy thing in February. And of course, February is finished object February. I'm going to try to do a lot more vloggy stuff in February. I do have another countdown yarn coming, and I think it will be for February. I think it's in February. So I might have one countdown yarn. So I'll have that. That'll be fun. Yeah, I like to go after the New Year, Sherry. I do. Sometimes we've had people over on New Year's Eve, so it's kind of nice to just still have, the holiday decorations up and stuff. We haven't had people over in a long time. The group of friends we used to rotate through for like a card party on New Year's Eve, they've stopped getting together for their card party. They had some, I don't know, some differences of opinions amongst some of the people. who started coming. It started with a small group of friends, and then it kind of grew to a larger group, and then I guess there started to be some conflicts, and so they stopped doing it altogether, which is really sad. We used to have fun doing that. Okay, let me count these really quick. I've got 1. How did I get to 53? How do I have 53? I'm on 53. How did that happen? It's only 10 less than I had the first time. It almost doesn't seem like it's enough of a... Okay, we're going to put this on my foot right now. How is this little part going to fit on my foot? It's only 10 less. I don't know, maybe. Okay, I had 50 though. How did I get 52? Oh boy. How did I get 52? I liked the number 50. That was easy to remember. I think this is what I'm gonna do. So what else you guys doing? Anything interesting? Anything fun? Gosh, I feel like I've done so much blogging and stuff. I don't have a whole lot to say anymore. No, Emma's working. Hey, Emma, I went to my closest Michael's. Not a spring diamond painting in sight. Just thought I'd share that with you. Now, the one that's further away, they had the Christmas ones long before my local close store had them. They probably have them there. That seems to be how things go. Do I need any? No, I don't need any. But it's always kind of interesting to just see what they have, you know? Hobby Lobby had paintings, though. They definitely had paintings. I got a couple. Where did I put them? Where did I put what I got at Hobby Lobby? They must be in the bedroom somewhere. I showed you guys the Christmas stuff I bought, like the Christmas decorations, but I didn't show you the diamond paintings I bought. I only bought 2. Very small little things. They didn't have much. They had like, if you've been in Hobby Lobby, you know how they have those things that sit in the centers of the aisles, like there's 4 sides, 2 short sides and 2 longer sides. They only had one side. They had diamond paintings on one of those. And it wasn't even full. There wasn't much there. I think there was only 2 of the larger paintings even. 2 different styles. And they had a bunch of small stuff. Like several of the small little kits in frames. Things that were like Welcome Spring and flowers and things like that. Bows. Like a whole thing. It was just like bows. I don't know. It just didn't seem like much, and nothing. I mean, I got a couple, like I said, a couple of the small ones, which I'll probably do during Smashing the Specials in January. Can you believe it? We're just Smashing the Specials. It seems like we just did Smashing the Specials. I swear. It seems like I was just Smashing Specials. I just took stuff downstairs that I didn't get to, that I wanted to work on, Christmassy stuff. I just took them downstairs, and I'm thinking, I should have just left them up here. Well, I was trying to clean up that bedroom, trying to get stuff out of the bedroom, so much stuff in there. So I just had this little pile of stuff. I took it all down to the basement. I don't know. Maybe I'll go get some of them back out. There was a couple Christmas ones that were actually pretty cute. I always feel like when we do it in January, I want to work on spring and summer stuff. Seems like it's just time to do spring and summer and not winter, Christmas, fall. We've already done that. Don't want to go back to that. I want to look forward to spring. Anyhow, I got to get ready for that. I got to go gather up some stuff, figure out what I'm going to work on, have it to show, to do a video. I got to get busy with that. Today's the 26th. It's time to do an announcement video for Smashing the Specials, Can you believe it? I mean, it really does seem like time is just flying by. Flying by. Hard to believe. I had some things in my Amazon cart that were diamond painting, and I'm like, no, do not. They're cute, but do not. You have got hundreds of things downstairs. Do not get anything new. So I've resisted. They were on my wish list, so if somebody would have gotten them for me for Christmas, that would have been one thing. But my family wasn't going to get them. They're like, no. They've seen the bedroom. They're like, no. She doesn't need any diamond paintings. They would never give me diamond paintings. Oh, goodness. Over the last couple times of doing Smashing the Specials, I haven't done as many canvases, like the small little canvases. I've done more, off canvas projects just because they're quick. And I've been trying to see how many things I can get done. So I grab the stuff that seems the quickest. I should change my mindset and do the things that I like the most, Do things that you like a lot. Not just things that are fast and you can do in a, half an hour. My poor painting for Christmas. My poor Christmas painting. I've yet to finish 2 rows. I'm on the last section of the second row, but it's only 2 rows. The poor thing has been so neglected. But that's okay. I've been having fun. I've been doing so many other things. I mean, Dale and I have done 3 Christmassy things, where we go someplace. Like the Christmas market, that was really fun. I really liked the Christmas market. And we'll probably go back next year for sure. The Christmas market, and then the driving through the ballpark, seeing the lights. If you haven't seen that, that's in my premiere. Gotta watch the premiere. It's a lot of lights. A lot of driving by and looking at lights. I get that, but some people really love that. They say they look forward to that every year to just see the lights. And I get it now. I get it. I'll tell you why. I understand. But we did that Christmas market, the lights. Then we went to the Christmas barn, which that just made it into the day 25 Vlogmas. That was fun. That was like an hour. Took us like an hour to walk through. But so I don't know if you guys watch the Christmas premieres. If you watch any of them, some of them, none of them. So I kind of look through the list. I'm like, there's a ton of people there I've never heard of. I don't know who these people are. I know nothing about them. So I've gone into up until some point yesterday, I had at least clicked on everybody's video and gone in and at least heard their voice and saw what they were doing for the most part. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but there's a lot of whipping chats. They're just doing whipping chat. And they may just be talking about things. They may be talking about Christmas. They may be answering some tag questions or something. And I'm just like, that's not what I want to watch. That's not for me. Not knocking it. I'm not knocking it. Please don't take this the wrong way, but that's just not for me. I don't want to watch, hour-long whipping chats from I don't know how many people. Now, there are people who do other things, like they do fun things. Like Crashly always does something unique. And I don't know where she comes up with her ideas, but she's always doing something unique. Now, I did not watch the whole video of hers because I was busy doing something else, but I watched part of it and it's just funny and it's entertaining. So I like that kind of stuff. I get bored very easily sitting and listening to somebody talk for an hour. I don't know how you guys listen to me talk. I don't. I mean, I'm not that entertaining. I'm not funny. I'm just telling you my life. And maybe you don't listen. Maybe you only watch a little bit of it. I don't know what you do. But I'm just like, that's just not something I enjoy. So, like I said, I'll go in and I'll pop in, especially if they're new people and I don't know who they are. I'll pop in and I'll just kind of see what they're doing. And if they're just diamond painting and doing a whipping chat, I kind of just back out and I don't watch really. Because I don't know. That's just my style. It's what I like, what I don't like. Don't judge. I'm not judging, and I don't want you to judge based on anything I say, but that's just me. So I look forward to somebody who's doing like a vlog or, a variety of things. I kind of like those a lot better. And maybe it's because I watch a lot of yarn people. Yarn people don't do whipping chats. I mean, they don't do whipping chats. And when they're doing Vlogmas videos, they're all vlog style. It's in the title, vlog. Vlog is a different thing than a whipping chat, right? And they're going places and doing things, and they're showing us making dinner, and they're working on projects. There's a lot of different things happening in each of those Vlogmases. And I've just gotten to where that's the kind of stuff I like to watch. So I tend to find myself watching vlogs a lot more than I will watch, a whipping chat for sure. Anyhow, what do you guys like? If you're still there, if you're still listening, what do you like to watch? What is your favorite thing to watch? I know there's a lot of people out there that absolutely love to put on a whipping chat. They're not watching it. They're just listening to it as they work on something. I hear that all the time. I love to just put on a whipping chat and just listen to something in the background as I work on my paintings. I'm more of I want to be more entertained, I want to see stuff. I want to, what's your style? What do you guys like? What do you watch? What do you watch? Unboxings get boring, and yet I do them all the time. Listen to me. I don't even like to watch the things that I make. Well, except my vlogs. I do like my vlogs. I mean, vlogs. You like vlogs. Seeing stuff. Seeing what people are doing. Seeing little snippets of making dinner. Or, a lot of the yarny people get up and they show you like they're making breakfast or they're making their coffee or they're doing this. And they still sit and talk. there is still parts where it's more a chat video. Sometimes they're crocheting or knitting or something or working while they're talking. Sometimes they're just talking as they're showing you stuff. But and vlogs, oh my gosh, some of my vlogs had so many parts to them, like so many individual little clips. The last one, I don't know if you've watched it yet, but was it today? Did it come out today? It came out this morning. The day 25 vlog, where we went to the Christmas barn. I don't even know how many little video clips that is. It was 30 probably. Hi, Minky. A sock. We're working on a sock. This is my second attempt trying to get the correct number of stitches around for my foot. You know, that's an interesting thing too. Knitters know. Knitters make socks like all the time. And most knitters have knit socks. And they know what their measurements are for their foot, how many stitches around their sock should be, and all this stuff. I don't know. With crocheting, I mean, I've only crocheted one pair of socks. So it's still all new and an experiment. So I had it started once and it was too big. I thought I'd need a larger sock because I have a larger foot. But it was too big. I mean, the sock was it would just bag on my foot if I was to have kept going. So I tore it out. Well, not all of it, but I tore it back quite a ways and made this smaller. Now, look. I mean, it's starting to look like a sock, right? It's looking like a sock quicker than it did before, I think. When we were working on it last week, I was like, man, I just got this big flat circle. It's never going to be a sock. When is it ever going to become like a tube? I almost feel like it could almost be smaller yet. I'd show you my foot, but that would be weird. I don't want to see my foot. Actually, no, I'm gonna keep going because I'm not to the fattest part of my foot yet. But I think when I get to the fattest part of my foot, it might be good. It might be good. Let's see. How many times can I take this apart and start it over? I don't know. As many as is necessary. That's how many. When I was watching the premiere with all the lights, I got to the point where I felt it was too many lights, or lights for too long at a time, you know. But then there are people in the chat that are like, oh, I look forward to your vlog every year to see the lights and stuff because I don't get to go see Christmas lights anymore. And then I'm like, okay, all right. But I think it needs to be a good balance, you know. I still think it was probably too much time spent on lights, but I tried to mix it up, you know, lights, Christmas market, lights, reading, you know. Anyhow. And it's always hard to do the Christmas premiere because I'm out doing stuff in December that I want to put in the Christmas premiere, you know? And then it messed up on me. Then I just had a whole fiasco and everything just got messed up with my premiere. It's a long story. I'll talk about that in Whip and Chat. That will be in the next Whip and Chat because I made a mistake, messed it up. It was just horrible. And then I'm freaking out. And it's bad. Thought I was all set, and then I did something, and you know. Yeah, I guess there's a purpose for each kind of video, you know? And as I sit and think about myself as a consumer, as a watcher of videos, and what I like to watch versus what I create and what I make for other people to watch, it's interesting. Definitely, there's a little difference there. I really do like doing the vlog stuff. It's harder. It's harder because you have to do a lot more little snippets of recordings along the way throughout your day and stuff like that. So sometimes when I'm doing vlog stuff, I'm like, man, I feel like I'm recording like everything I do. I mean, next thing you know, you're going to watch me in the bathroom, just so many little clips all the time. But and then I watch other people and they have like legit intros to every day's vlog. And I'm like, I need to do better. I need to do better at that. I need to have a real intro to the vlogs every day. And so sometimes it just starts and you don't you don't know where I'm at or what I'm doing. I need to do better at that. But it's all a process. It's only the second time I've done Vlogmas. I did it last year and then this year. And it's really hard too because I have to record things ahead of time. Like when I'm opening yarn and stuff, there were times that I was like 6 days ahead of the actual date. I've already opened like 6 days ahead so that I can start putting videos together. But then the daily stuff, I tried to keep as close to the actual day as it was, like things I was doing throughout the day. I tried to keep it so it wasn't like you were watching something I did last week, Hello, Julie. That's why the Christmas market just didn't fit in anywhere. And then it got so far away from the day that we actually did the Christmas market that then it didn't make sense to put any of it into the daily vlogs. So then I was just like, fine, just keep that for the Christmas premiere. That's fine. It would have been nice to have a little snippet, a little clip or two in a daily vlog, but it just all ended up in the premiere, which is fine. It's fine. Just well, behind the scenes stuff here, you guys don't really know about, right? I mean, there's a lot to it, for sure. And then sometimes I'd be recording something and I have my mic. And then, of course, the volume's always better when I have my mic. But then there's other things I wanted to capture that were happening like right away. And I'm like, I don't have a mic. It's somewhere in the house, but it's not right here. And I need to record right now. So volume is a thing. Volume is different. If I have a mic on, if I don't have my mic on, sometimes the vlogs would go up and down in volume. Just, oh boy, And then this is what I need to do moving forward. And I need to just practice. I have 2 editors that came on my computer. One is an older one, and it's very basic, very simple. I can put clips together. I can split clips. I can take things off of a clip. I can add text on screen, right? Did it get cut off, the whole story, Deborah? Or just, I froze. Let me rephrase that. The video froze on the road and I was reading. But then I came back and you could see me. That was one of the mistakes that happened because I had to redo it. But I did come back and you could physically see me sitting in front of the Christmas tree at the end. For me, the whole thing played, except part of it, you just didn't see me. The video was just frozen on the road. That was my mistake. That was my big mistake, my big epic. And it wasn't my mistake. Let me just say this. It wasn't my mistake. It happened the second time I did the premiere because I had to redo it. And as it processed on my computer, that it picked up the audio and didn't pick up the video for that clip. So it froze on the previous clip where the last one had stopped for the video, but the audio kept going. And then for the next clip, it caught back up and everything was fine, but it's so weird. So you did miss the ending of it. Interesting. I watched it. I was there watching it when it premiered, and it seemed to all play for me because I was there chatting with people, but weird. And I didn't go all the way up to the hour. I was like a minute and 20 seconds or something from a full hour. So I don't know why I did that. That's weird. You watched it like later? Or was that live? Deborah, were you one of the people that saw it when I accidentally made it go live when it wasn't supposed to be live? Because that was the problem I had. I might as well tell you guys. You might hear it again if you listen to Whip and Chat, but I had it all set to go, all scheduled. Everything was perfect. And then the day before Christmas, I went to make my daily video go live, which whatever it was an unboxing or something. I don't know. But I went to make that video go live. And I hit the wrong video. I hit the Christmas premiere. And I made the Christmas premiere go live. And it took me about 20 seconds to realize, no, that's the wrong video. I can't make that one live. No. So I hopped on. Well, I was on. I didn't ever hop off. I went to it real quick and I was like, no. And I made it go back to private. Well, I think a few people, like I know for sure Brenda and apparently Deborah, saw it when it was live for that 20 seconds and were able to watch it before I put it back to private. So that must have been what happened with you, Deborah. You watched it before it was really supposed to be out there, and then it went back to private again. Because I asked Brenda then, I said, so Brenda, can you still watch it? And she goes, because once you had the link, I think you could watch it. And then she was like, but I can't comment on it or anything. And I'm like, and then she tried to go into it again later and she couldn't. And I was like, okay. So I think that's probably what happened to you, Deborah. But that's where the problem came in. So then I thought, okay, once I put it back to private, then I would just go put it back to the premiere for Christmas Day like it was supposed to be. However, it wouldn't let me. And what I have learned with the help of some of the creators is that once a video has been public, like any video that's public, you cannot then turn around and set it as a premiere. So I was completely messed up at that point. I could not put it back into premiere status. Next problem came. Re-uploading it. I couldn't re-upload it because I had deleted the clips from my computer. Once the video was made, processed, uploaded to YouTube, I deleted the clips from my storage because I need to clean out my storage to make new videos. So I couldn't just re-upload the video. I had to redo it. The whole thing. Had to redo it. Had to go put all the clips back in my computer, reprocess it, do the whole thing over. So with my family here on Christmas Eve, okay, this is actually fitting pretty good. It's a little loose. I would say it could probably 48 stitches would be perfect. My guess. 48 stitches would probably be perfect. So this one might be a little loose. Better loose than tight. The last socks I made were tight. And I didn't like those. I don't wear them because they're tight. So while everybody's here, we're having, our Christmas on Christmas Eve. I've redone the video and I've set it to process on my computer. And my computer is so slow. That's where I was going with the whole editor thing. This editor is just an older one, and it is so slow to process. I think I started processing it at 11:30 because we got up and we went to the gym. I think I started processing it at 11:30, and it processed all afternoon into the evening. People were still here. When it finally finished processing, it was probably at least 8 hours just to process on my computer. And when I say process, I mean to take all of the clips, all of the edits, all of the music, everything, and blends it all together to make it into a seamless video. And then it becomes a video instead of a bunch of clips. 8 hours at least. And then I uploaded. Uploading is the easy part. A lot of people complain about how long things take for them to upload to YouTube. That is never my problem. I have great internet. We have fiber optics. It's high speed. Uploading is never a problem. That goes pretty quickly. It's the processing on my computer that takes forever. So, and the longer the video, the longer it takes to process. Go figure. So I can make a 20-minute video, and that doesn't take me too long. Today's vlog, I started last night before I went to bed, and it got about a third of the way. And then I went to bed. So I just minimized it, and I left it like in the, behind the scenes here, because it will kind of process somewhat a little bit. So when I got up this morning, it was at least halfway processed, but it really kind of just went to sleep overnight. But then I got up this morning and I finished it up, and it went pretty quick because it was only like 32 minutes. So it went pretty fast, relatively fast for being about halfway, And then uploading it was like 10 minutes, maybe, So what I need to do moving forward is I need to start playing with the other editor on my computer because it's newer, it's better, it's fancier. And that's where my problem comes, is that it's fancier because I don't know how to use it. I do not know how to use it. I am totally intimidated by it. It's completely different than what I use now. What I use now is quite simple. And this other one, I've looked at it and I'm just like, I don't even know where to start. I don't know where to start. So I think what I need to do is just work on a video in the new editor that has no time frame. It doesn't have to be out at a certain time or anything like that. And just start playing around with it. Just play around with it. See how it goes. Ask questions, get help. If it takes 3 weeks to make one video, then it takes 3 weeks to make that video. But just make it something that doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter when it comes out. And I can just kind of dip my toes into the new editor. I am an old dog. I'm an old dog. And you know what they say, old dogs and new tricks. I'm very, very bad about learning new stuff. Technological, like new stuff. I can learn new things, but technologically, that's where I'm challenged. And I get used to certain things, and then I don't, I'm afraid of the new stuff because I don't know how it works. Like I've said it a million times, I don't even like getting a new phone. I don't like getting a new phone because you have to learn all kinds of new things, right? And I'm not good at that. I'm just not good at that. I should be an Audible reader. You might read Audible books like a narrator. I don't even know how you get that job. Let me know. I mean, I wouldn't mind, but let me know how you get that job. Years of practice, Deborah. I mean, I can't tell you how many things I've read out loud, over the years. A lot. But yeah, I think I just need to play with it. Let me tell you something I just did yesterday. I know I hate learning new stuff. If it's technology, that's why I am so glad I retired when I did. Because the next year they went to all this Google Classroom stuff, making slides and making this and making, I would not have done well with that. I would not have done well. I don't have the patience for trying to figure those things out. When they confuse me, I just want to give up. And it's only the technological stuff. Okay, so yesterday, what did I do yesterday? I tried to go into something new, some new app, something. When Shannon and Devin were here, Shannon's really gotten into books lately, like reading a lot. And she got a lot of books for Christmas. They brought all of their gifts to each other here to our house, and they opened up all their gifts to each other. Their gifts to Jackson, Jackson's gifts to them. They brought it all here. All they did at their house was Santa stuff in the morning. And they brought all the rest of their gifts here and opened them here. So it was kind of interesting. But we were talking about, she was asking me, because they went to Ollie's as well. They got a bunch of books at Ollie's. And I said, oh, and they got some books for me at Ollie's. And I said, oh, you went to that one section. I said, I looked at that section and I was just, oh, so many of the authors I love were in that section. But I was afraid to buy too much because I didn't know what I had and what I didn't have. And of course, logical question. Shannon says, well, don't you have all your books in an app or something listed, what you have? And I said, I did. Yes, I did. I had a book catalog. I had all of my books listed in the book catalog. And then I got a new phone. See, here we go. I got a new phone, and all of that data, all of that information about all of my books disappeared. And Devin's like, wait, what? And I said, yeah, well, was it an app? And I said, I believe it was an app. Maybe it was a website. I don't know. She said, let me see your phone. And we got the app, and she was looking around, and she's like, yeah, I don't like this app at all. And I'm like, I don't know where the stuff went. After I lost all of my information on all of my books, I never went and redid it. So Shannon was sharing with me an app called Bookshelf. And Bookshelf seems pretty easy to use. So I downloaded Bookshelf. And she showed me a little bit how to use it. And of course, these kids, they're always like, You know, when you have a question about something, look, it's a sock. Look, it's a sock. um, she's like, push the button, push that button, push that button. And I'm like, I don't like just pushing buttons because it's going to mess something up. I know I'm going to mess something up, right? And they're always like, well, you can always fix it. I'm like, but do you know how to fix it if you mess it up? Here's a case in point. I believe it had to be through the bookshelf thing. It had to be through the bookshelf app after they left and whatnot. And I went to do something, get in the app, do something, and something asked me for a login. And maybe it was something else. I don't remember now. Anyhow, something yesterday asked me for my normal login. And it was like through Google, a Google login. And next thing it's doing is saying I can do a face recognition login. I can do a fingerprint login. Pass keys. They're called pass keys. That's what I know. That's all I know at this point. Pass keys. But next thing I know, it's asking me to put my fingerprint in there so I can have a fingerprint pass key or a way to get into things. Normally I have a pattern, you know, the dots, you can do a pattern or whatnot, and that can be your login, right? Hello, Marion. Well, now things are coming up, and I now have a fingerprint one. And I'm like, I didn't want the fingerprint. I didn't want that. Do you think I know how to get rid of it? No. Have I gone and researched how to get rid of it? Yes. Does it work? No. So see, here I am, like, now I did something because I was pushing some buttons, and now I did something that I really didn't want to do, and I don't know how to change it or fix it. This is why I don't like technology. This is why I don't like to just push buttons and see what it does, right? Because my luck, here's what I do. I mess it up and I get something I don't want, and then I don't know how to fix it. It's not that it's horrible. It's not horrible. However, I have heard having a fingerprint unlock on your phone is one of the worst things to do. Because if there's anybody that wants to get into your phone, and you don't want them to get into your phone, say it's a criminal, say it's, and they want information that's in your phone, and you don't want to give it to them, and you refuse to give them your password, they can't get in. However, if you have face rec on your phone, or you have this fingerprint thing on your phone, they can force that. They can force that. I know it seems weird to be talking about stuff like that, but I mean, really. They got your phone. They can point it at your face and it'll unlock everything in your phone for you. Or, they've got your phone and they can hold your finger to your phone and make it do a fingerprint open. If it's a password and you won't give them your password, there's nothing they can do. So, anyhow, I'm going down a whole weird road here. Happy birthday, Deborah. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. So your birthday and Brenda's birthday. The same day. Our Christmas babies. How's it feel to be 50, Deborah? How's it feel? Oh, goodness. So, yeah, I'm a technological imbecile, truly. And it's amazing that I can handle making a YouTube video and, be a YouTube creator. Because technology is not my friend, and I'm not hip. I'm not hip on the technology. The other thing I hate, absolutely hate, are phone updates. Oh, I hate them. Hate, hate, hate them. Because invariably it'll do something I don't want. Like, here's an example. When I go to make a video, I plug my phone into my computer. I have a cord, I plug it in, and then it will let me transfer pictures from my phone, screenshots from my phone to my computer to go into my video editor. Okay? So, I mean, I've learned how to do that. I know where to find it over here on my screen, right? I know where to find my phone, how to get into my phone, and then where to go to find screenshots, where to go to find pictures, all that stuff to start putting them into the editor. Well, a few weeks ago, I plug in my phone and I'm looking down the list. I'm like, where does it say Mindy's phone, Mindy's phone, Mindy's phone? No Mindy's phone. And I'm like, I have to have Mindy's phone or I can't make a video because all the stuff is in Mindy's phone and it needs to go from Mindy's phone to Mindy's computer. I can't find it anywhere. Cannot find it anywhere. And I don't know how I discovered it, but then I looked at my phone, and because of an update, my phone had done something weird where when I plug it in to my computer, it would only on charging mode. Charging. That's all I was doing, charging my phone. It was not letting me transfer files. And then I saw this little thing come across the top of my phone, a little symbol, and I was like, what is that? And I was smart enough, like my daughter says, just click on it. I clicked on it. And then this drop-down menu came where I could see clicked. There were 4 choices. Clicked was the bottom one, which was just charge your phone. The top one was transfer files. So now every time I go into my computer, find my phone, I have to make sure that on my actual phone, I have gone in and clicked transfer files, not just charge. And it never used to do that. Why did it start doing that? Because a stupid update. Why did it do that? I didn't want it to do that. Do I know how to make it not do that every time? No, I don't know how to do that. I should just take it to the store and be like, hey, can you take that off? Because that came in an update and I don't want it. I mean, does anybody else hate phone updates? It just does things to your phone that you don't want it to do. I'm like, why are you doing that? I don't want you to do that. I didn't ask for that. I mean, my one complaint always has been it puts like, oh, look at this. Okay, it could be a little tighter, but this isn't bad. I am kind of to the fattest part of my foot here. And it's a little loose. It's a little loose. But I think it'll be fine. I think it will be fine. Like I said, 48 stitches around is probably my ultimate like foot circumference. A foot circumference. Yeah, 48 stitches. I'm going to try that on the second one. This one might be a little looser. The other one might be a tad bit tighter. It's only 2 stitches. It doesn't seem like it would make that much. I just said that way too fast, and it just all mumbled together. Did you understand a word I said? Taking out 2 stitches doesn't seem like it would make it that much smaller. But maybe enough smaller. Oh boy. And we started with a circle and increases. And they tend to go like 6, 18, 24, 30. There's certain numbers when you do increases. 48 is a typical circular increase. I'll make sure the next sock is 48 and we'll try out the 48 next time. Anyhow, so there's all my technological difficulties. There's my life in a nutshell. And so sometimes I just get very stressed out, especially with that premiere. I was just like, I cannot make this work. Why won't this work? My family's here. My family's coming over. I need this to work. I need this to be up by tomorrow. I'm talking to Crashly. I'm talking to Brandy. I'm like, and I just get stressed out. Totally stressed out. But it all got done. It wasn't perfect. Like I said, I had that glitch in the processing where my voice kept going. The video clip didn't. But, anybody watch the premiere live? I was in the premiere going, okay, ready? Here comes Mindy's epic fail. It wasn't my fail. I processed it properly. When I watched it on my computer, it was fine. It was perfect. It did what it was supposed to do. When it processed, the processing messed up. So I need to try the new video editor. I wish I knew somebody locally that knew how to use the thing and could just come sit with me. I wonder if they have a class anywhere in my area. It'd be an interesting thing to have a class on, wouldn't it? How many people produce YouTube videos? How to use your video editor class. Doesn't seem like a real, unless you go to college, like one of the colleges, the community college or something. I don't know, they might have a class. I'm certain they would have a class on how to use a video editor. But there's so many video editors. But do they have commonalities? Probably. And again, they would probably be like, well, you just try things. No, you don't. You don't tell this girl to just try things when it comes to technology. Because the next thing you know, she's got fingerprint logins that she didn't want and she can't figure out how to get rid of them. Right? Aye. That's me for you. That's me. Right, Deborah? Yeah. And I mean, I was doing daily videos every other day and then the vlogs every other day. That was a lot. And then also trying to decorate my house, shop for presents, get things ready, shop for food, all of that stuff. On top of it, it was a busy, crazy, crazy month. I will say, busy, crazy month. I mean, a lot of it's fun. Don't get me wrong. A lot of it is fun. Oh my God. I could sit and do the yarn stuff all day long, you guys. And I mean, I know it was a lot of yarn. I know it was a lot. But I love showing it, love opening it. My one shawl, that one I finished, the one I kept up with the whole time, the Jolly Holiday, it turned out very nice. Those colors, they're all different. I showed Shannon some of the books because that's kind of the kind of books there I go again, kind of the books that she's been reading. I thought some of them would be interesting to her. I think I just ordered one of the books that the yarns were based on. I love it when the books are based on yarns. I had a couple of those this year. The Jolly Holiday, the Countdown, and then the weeklies from Frogget were all based on books, and I love that. Haute Knit Yarns. I've ordered from them. I have a little package from them sitting in the bedroom to unbox and show you. She does book stuff too. So Frogget does a monthly book yarn where they read a book together, and then she dyes a yarn that matches the book cover. And then another creator makes little charms, like a little charm or progress marker thing that matches the book. Problem is, I mean, they're very pretty. Don't get me wrong, they're very pretty. I just don't think I'm not into the kind of books that she reads. She reads mainly fantasy and not romanticies necessarily, just really a lot of fantasy. And although I like some fantasy, I don't like it that much. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it that much. Haute Knit Yarn, though, she has a theme. What is her theme coming up? She's got a couple themes. I don't know if I'm ready to jump into another, themed yarn type thing or not, but it is cool when it goes with something, especially if you're like reading the book. If you're reading the book with them and you get the yarn that matches it, that'd be kind of cool. But they do it every month. That's a lot. That's a lot. I mean, and I can say that because of Expression Fiber Arts. I mean, it's a lot to keep up with. I can't even imagine if I was reading a book to go along with the monthly clue or pattern for the month. Although I am almost done with November. I'm getting very close to November. I'm still working on where I have two colors together. And then in another few rows, we're going to drop the one color and we're just going to keep the last color. And then we do a section with the last color. Like we started with one color, just one color by itself, then added in another color. So then it was 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And now we're going to end with one color at the end. And then clue 12 is the border. And I don't have that yarn yet. So I've ordered it, but it wasn't ready yet. So my thought is maybe I'll be caught up with November and ready to just do the border when it gets here. That'd be nice. I worked on it last night. We were watching Chicago PD. We have like 4 or 5 PDs to watch yet. So, and I worked on it today. It's going to be done very soon. Not by the first of the year. I don't even know if I'll have the last yarn by the first of the year. Hello, Lori. Welcome. But when I get it, hopefully I'll be done with November's clue and then just be able to work on the border. So then I have another blanket. Deborah, we talked about this last week. I have another blanket. I just need to put a border on. So I'd like to finish that border, and that would be 2 large projects completely done, completely finished. I do need to block the shawl, the Jolly Holiday. I need to block that because it does curl a little bit in places. So I want to block it, make it all nice and flat and no curls and all that stuff. Now it really looks like a sock, right? Nah, it's looking like a sock. There we go. And I got a ways to go yet before I do that heel. I think the heel is going to be very interesting. How she made the heel, I think is pretty cool. So here's what I don't understand about knitters. Knitters do this. They do this. And they do this, and they do this, and they do this. And then at some point, they cut in for a heel. How do you cut in for a heel? Like they cut what do they do? They cut the stitch. I don't know how they do it. But yes, that's my plan, Deborah, is I'm going to be able to, because a lot of this stuff's not going to get done till February. Might be the first things I do in February. I know Deborah really wants me to finish that blanket for Josh. So I can work on that blanket now. Deborah, I can literally work on all of those projects in January. Yes, I could work on all of the projects in January and finish them in February. So if I just have some border to go on the expression fiber art, I just finish the border and I get to count it. Finish the border on the blanket and I can count it. Right? That's how that works. Maybe I can finish my socks. That would be an interesting one because socks is one of the bingo ticket things. Socks, finish sock or something. If I finish one and we move on to another project and I start the other one and finish it in February. See, I got to plan ahead. Your brother didn't go visit your mom? Oh. I will say my boy child, he is really growing up over the last year. Really, really making changes in his life. And not only do I notice them, but when he's around people like my family and stuff like that, they notice too. So it's very interesting. I'm very proud of him, very happy to see him, really, really growing up, maturing, things like that. Like the boy brought food. He brought food to our Christmas party. He's never done that. He might have grabbed a bag of chips in the past or something, but he made food. Made food. He comes walking in with a crock pot, and I was like, who just entered my home? Who are you? He made a cheese dip with meat in it, and he was so proud of himself too. He was like, yeah, I looked it up, I Googled it, and it's got like this kind of cheese and this kind of cheese and this kind of cheese. It had like 3 cheeses, and it had ground turkey in it, and it had the tomatoes in it, and I'm like, who are you? No, I'm so thrilled with the boy. I am so thrilled with the boy, Now, it's, maturing is a process. And, somebody said, one of my relatives said something like he's very, very vocal lately. He says a lot of things lately. And I'm like, yeah, but you know what? Good for him. He's learning to speak his mind and his voice. And if you don't like it, you don't like it, But he's growing and maturing, and it's not an easy road. Maybe sometimes he might regret something he said, but hey. Or learn from it. Learn from it. Maybe it wasn't the best way to say something, but at least he's, I'm proud of him. That's all I got. I asked Santa for some special things for him. I did. I asked Santa for some special gifts until their 40s. Well, here he's 30. What is he? 37? He's 37. Your brother's 54 and selfish. Well, Josh is not selfish. I am happy to say that. He would help people out. He would, he's never been much on buying gifts. Like, I don't usually get much of a Christmas gift from him. Last year I did, but he had a girlfriend. So that was really the girlfriend. And Josh has not really had the money to do that. I got a gift this year. I got a nice gift from Josh this year. Now, did Shannon get a gift from Josh? Did Jackson get a gift from Josh? No, but Josh will get Jackson a birthday present. It's Jackson's birthday's coming. I know he'll get him a little birthday gift. Baby steps. You know what I mean? Baby steps. and he's learning along the way, you know. And financially, he's still, he is a good kid. A sock. Look, it's a sock. See? It's a little sock. There's my toe. Yeah. And it's made with fingering weight yarn, so it's going to be thinner where you might actually be able to wear it as a sock, It's not going to be one of them big old thick clunky crochet slipper things. Not that there's anything wrong with a nice big thick crocheted slipper if that's what you want. But I'm going for an actual sock. Like I could put it on and put my boots on or something. I don't think I'd ever wear these like with tennis shoes or anything like that, but if I wanted to put on my boots, I could wear my sock and my boots or something like that. I have some socks that my friend Molly gave me, and she knit them. And I made the mistake of wearing them around the house like a lot and wearing them like slippers. And I started to wear them out on the bottom. So I kind of put them away because I didn't want to wear them all the way through and make a hole. But I want socks that I can actually wear like a pair of socks, So that's the goal here. We'll see how it goes. We're getting there. All right, so I think that the pattern said before we start the heel, we needed like 7 inches. I'll have to look at the pattern again. And I promise, now that Christmas is done, we've made it through, I will work on this for next week. I mean, look at how far I did in just our hour and a half. I was all the way back to the blue, right? So in an hour and a half, I've done this much. So another hour, maybe hour. I mean, how much is that? 4 inches? I don't know how much that is. I should be able to put in another hour, hour and a half over the next week and have it to the appropriate length to get ready for the heel next week. So I know I told you last week we'd be doing the heel this week, but I was trying. I had quite a bit of this foot done when I realized, no, it's too big. I got to take it out. So we went back to not the beginning, but we definitely went back to the toe and started over from there. So now we're rocking and rolling. And like I said, next sock, I'm going to make just a couple stitches smaller and see what that does. And then I might go get one of the socks that Molly made for me. Try one of those on again. They're knit, I get it. But try one of those on, see how it fits. See if it was more stretchy or a little looser. See how I like the fit of those again. And then I could actually use that for like measuring. I know I can't like count the stitches because the stitches aren't going to be the same, knit versus crochet. But I could get a good measurement and then make sure that my next sock measure the right amount around. Maybe. We'll see. All right. Well, I guess it's time to go, folks. Hope you guys have a good weekend. Stay dry. I have no desire to leave the house today. I know there's probably some mail in my mailbox, but I think it's just a Christmas card, and it can sit there. It can sit there until I go somewhere. I do have a package. I got to do my my last giveaway, I have to get that ready to go to the post office. So I have to do that today. And we might go out and go to the gym later because we did not go to the gym this morning because Dale slept in because he stayed up late. So he slept in. We might go to the gym maybe right after this. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Thanks for hanging out, you guys. I love it that you're here. I look forward to doing some lives with Maritza when she moves to Florida and she retires. She can come crochet with us sometimes. I like having a crochet buddy, a crochet partner. It's kind of fun. Better than just me sitting here talking about my same old stuff over and over and over again. Sometimes you get to hear it first, though, before everybody else hears it. Then I just turn around and I talk about it in a whipping chat. So you guys are special. You get to hear it first. This is turning out really pretty. Look, I'm going to hold it up so you can see how pretty it actually is. It's got a little bit of gold in it, like little gold flecks every once in a while. You'll see a little yellowy gold fleck in it. It's really pretty. I really like it. I know. I love doing stuff with Maritza. She's a hoot. She's a hoot. And she gets me going. It's cute, though, isn't it? Okay. All right, you guys. I'm going to let you go. And we'll see you guys later. Alrighty? Oh, you like seeing my face instead of the project. Well, thank you. But sometimes I need to show you the project. Today, I know I wasn't doing anything I needed to show you. I don't know. Maybe I'll see which times I can film this way versus this way. You know what I mean? We'll try it out in the future. Things are going to be changing in the future a little. You know, I got to try new stuff. Spread my wings. Be adventurous. Click the button. Mess everything up. You know. We'll see how it goes. All right. We'll see you guys later. Bye, you guys.